all, and welcome to Interviews with Precious. Today on our show we have Hannah Lee. Hannah's very family-oriented, and although growing up facing numerous adversities, she tells us her humble background is what makes her appreciate the little things life has to offer. Hannah was born in Los Angeles, California. With her today, she has a pair of beautiful square earrings with diamond studs placed in the center. This happens to be a prized family heirloom that has been in her family for quite a few generations now. I'm looking at your earrings, and I notice that it's a screw rather than a usual thin, lining where you could just put it back on. Yeah, what is up with this screw?
Well, apparently that's how earrings were made back then, especially ones, I guess, with European origins or so. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so not only is the gauge at least a millimeter or so thicker than normal earrings, but in addition to that, it's a screw. The backing actually screws on, and we don't actually have the backing. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore. You can't actually wear the earrings themselves.
Yes, you could. They look lovely. Do you wish you could actually wear these earrings right now?
I wish so. That is like one thing on my bucket list, I guess, is to be able to find an antique jeweler or something like that who would be able to pair me with the right backings for these earrings. Because every firstborn daughter wore them specifically on their wedding day. That is a goal of mine, to be able to wear them on my future wedding day.
How do you think your sister feels about this, that she did not get this pair of earrings, lovely earrings, may I add?
I don't think it's really like it's not like a competition or anything like that. Like, it's just tradition. I'm not the one who made up the rules. I just happened to be the one who was born first. So. But I don't think that it's anything that she, materialistic-wise, is missing out on, because it's not really about the earring itself. Like, it's more about the fact that it's a recognition of our heritage, that, it's like honoring our ancestors, and at the same time, also just being proud,
Mm-hmm. You also mentioned earlier that your grandma could have brought anything with her, and I just find that so amazing how something so small can mean so much to a person.
My grandmother came here on a boat to Ellis Island, and she didn't bring a lot of things with her, but clearly one of them happened to be that pair of earrings, the same ones that are now in my possession.
That's amazing. What is it that makes these earrings so special, other than, it came from your grandmother, it was one of the only things that she's brought? What makes it so special to you and your mother?
Well, because my grandmother was an immigrant, it's just that it's like they're a constant reminder of where you came from and who you are, essentially. Life is difficult when people first come here. And,
of course.
They have to get a job, and they don't speak. My grandmother, she didn't speak English well, so...
Of course. My parents, they too did the same thing coming from Africa, and they actually didn't bring any, traditional items here. And hearing this is like, wow, I wish they did, so I could have a little, relation to my culture.
Right.
I
think heirlooms are very, very special like that. To be honest, I didn't even know they existed until a couple months before, when my mom was like, I was like, what are those? And she's like, oh, those are my grandmother's. And I guess she was like playing them off as no big deal because she knew she was going to give them to me.
Of course.
But I mean, I was shocked that she even had them, considering our history of like being all over the place. But yeah, I think that they're special, and I also think that it's different when you get something really tiny compared to like inheriting a whole house full of stuff, because to me it's more unique and more special. So
since you've moved a lot in your childhood, would you say that you and your family, kept to the same ways as your grandmother? Like, you guys focus more on the little important things rather than the big, materialistic items when moving?
Moving so many times all over the country, we lost a lot of our stuff, but somehow she kept on to that little pair of earrings that she's had since she was 18, And I think that's really significant, coming from humble beginnings when it comes to actual materialistic wealth.
Do you feel like these earrings have shaped you in a way? Like, I know it has a strong background of being humble. Do you feel like that has shaped your personality?
They're kind of like a metaphor for what I just said. Like they're small and dainty, and they don't have their backs and stuff, so you can't really use them. But they're so beautiful, and they're still worth a lot. Even maybe not because of the metal or the gold or anything like that, or the diamonds, but just because they lasted this long and they're still here. And I feel like that's really significant, especially since after everything my family has been through, that we are, we're still important, and we are still here. So.
Well, I, for one, am glad that you have overcame all your hardships throughout the years. And, I really hope that you keep these earrings safe.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to be that kid who loses the one and only family heirloom that we actually have. So that's definitely...
Right, of course. Well, there's Hannah for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And thank you once again, Hannah, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.